sign.
Hey guys, it's TechNation Tutorials here with another video tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this really cool computer information reader application. This is actually part 3 of the tutorial. We've already worked out how to grab the CPU and the CPU speed, and that's all here. If you don't already have this coding and if you don't already have this layout, please check out part 1 and part 2. Part 1 was building the layout, part 2 was starting this coding. Okay, so let's jump right back into it with part 3. Okay, as I said, what we're going to be doing in this part is grabbing the information from our BIOS. So basically we're going to be doing the same thing, going into our local machine, going into the hardware, going into the description folder, then into the systems folder. But instead of going into central processor, we're going into our BIOS, where we'll be able to grab the system manufacturer, which is in my case Acer, and then the model number, which is A0725. So here we go. So basically it's going to be the same thing as this coding, but a little bit different. So we're going to go below this code, sorry, and I like to space everything out a little bit. And we're going to dim reg key, but instead of reg key, it's just going to be reg key 1 as register key. So as register key. And then we're going to go reg key 1 equals registry.local machine. And then we're going to do the same thing, reg key 1 equals reg key 1 dot open sub key. And from here we're going to do basically the same thing, hardware backslash description PTION backslash system, then backslash, instead of central processor we're going to be doing BIOS, and then we'll go ahead and close that up. And once again we want to do comma false, because we are not writing any information into the BIOS, we are just grabbing information from it. Okay, and then after that we're going to type we're actually going to declare some more things. So we need to go dim brand name as a string, and then we need a dim we'll dim model number as, and then we're going to dim model number as a string, and then we're done with that. So basically we're going to go brand name equals reg key 1 dot get value, and we're going to do that, and we're just going to go back into our registry, and we're going to grab our Acer manufacturer name, whatever. And most likely this will work with every computer on Vista and everything from Vista and up, because the way Windows Vista and up spells system is lowercase. Now I don't know, I actually might try this and see if it even matters, because it might not even matter if you pronounce system with an uppercase or a lowercase, but we'll see. If it still grabs my processing information, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't even matter. Okay, so this will work on every system of Windows. But I'm just going to, for the sake of it, just go ahead and do it lowercase. See, I thought it made a big deal about how they spelt system, because I know in Windows XP, the system is all capitalized instead of one capital letter. But I guess it's not cap sensitive, so, oh well. Basically, so yeah, so this program will work with every model of Windows. So as I was getting back, let's get back to the code. So brand name.reg key equals value within the system manufacturer, and then we want to go back down to our model number and click rename. I'm just doing this to get the code or to get the variable we're grabbing. So then we want to go model number equals reg key1 dot get value, and we're going to be pasting in that. Okay, so I don't know if I've been over this reg key code. I'm just going to go over it real quick. So basically what we're doing is we're importing Microsoft Windows or Microsoft Win 32, which is where the registry is. From there, we're dimming a reg key as a registry key, and we're saying that the registry is on a local machine. So we're going into the reg key local machine folder, and then from there we're opening a sub key, which is all the other folders. So from there we open up hardware description system central processor 0. So hardware description system central processor and 0. And then once we're in that folder, this is where we assign CPU a value and CPU speed a value by grabbing the megahertz and the processor name string. And that's where you see megahertz and processor name string. And then we just go ahead and close it. So I hope I described that pretty well. Once again, registry key, go into the local machine, hardware description system, BIOS, brand name, and then the model number by what we're grabbing. So now if I go down here and I echo out i8.text equals brand name, and then i9.text equals model number, we should see when we launch the program that we have now grabbed the model number and the speed of the processor and everything else. So now, since we have all that, we're going to move on to our total amount of RAM, and this involves a little bit of math as well, because the RAM reading actually comes out in bytes instead of gigabytes or megabytes. So what we do is we do a little bit of dividing to convert the bytes into gigabytes. So first thing we're going to do is dim RAM as a string, and then we're going to make that equal to my.computer.information.total physical memory. And basically what it's saying is it's saying that if we echo out RAM right now, it'd give us our total physical memory, which in my case is 2 gigabytes of RAM, but it would be like, I think like 20 million bytes or something like that. So we don't want to have it in bytes, we want to display it in gigabytes. So what we're going to do is we're going to dim another RAM, but it's going to be underscore. So RAM underscore, and it's going to be, we're going to move up from bytes to kilobytes, and we're going to dim that as a string, and then we're going to go dim RAM, and from kilobytes we're going to go to megabytes as string, and then we're going to go dim RAM, RAM underscore, and then final stop, which will be gigabytes as string. Okay, now this might be a little confusing. You might be asking me why I'm dimming all these RAMs and kilobytes, megabytes, and gigabytes, and that's simply because we're going to take this original RAM that's in bytes, divide it by 1024, and that's going to give us it in kilobytes, and then we're going to divide that again by 1024, which will give it to us in megabytes, and then once again in 1024, and that will give us it in from megabytes to gigabytes. So we're going to go back down, and I like to keep everything organized, especially within my code, so I can get, if I ever have errors or want to upgrade something, I can always just go back. So as you see, we have all our dim statements, and then we have our registry key statements, and then we have our math, and then we have our echo statements all separated. So we're going to go back to our math portion where we translated the CPU speed to gigahertz, and we're going to translate the RAM from bytes to from bytes to kilobytes to megabytes to gigabytes. So we're going to take RAM underscore kilobytes will be equal to RAM divided by 1,000. And then we're going to do RAM underscore megabytes equals RAM kilobytes divided by, and it's actually going to be 1,024. I don't know why I said 1,000, so I want to change it to 1,024. And then we're going to go RAM gigabytes equals RAM megabytes divided by 10,000 or 1,024. So now that gives us our RAM in gigabytes, and we can go ahead and just echo everything else out. So from this point on, it becomes very simple. We're just going to do I4 equals RAM gigabytes dot, RAM gigabytes, and then we're going to append it and say quote space gigabytes. Boom, right there. And we can even do a percent, or actually we'll just do GB. Okay, so now we're just going to echo everything out. So we're going to do I1.text equals my.computer.name, and then I2.text equals my.user. I don't know why I did model number. So my.user.name, and then I3 will be I3.text equals my.computer.info.os full name, and then we already have I4, I5, I6, and we'll drop down to I7, which will be I7 will equal, or I7.text equals my.computer.screen.workarea.toString. And that is it. That's a lot of code to interpret. I was just looking at the time right there, but that will fill everything out. So basically, let me go over this. We dim everything, we collect our information from our registry, we do a bunch of math that divides everything and puts it in proper gigabytes, megabytes, and gigahertz, and then we go ahead and echo out all the information. So now if I run this, it should have every piece of information in proper. So go ahead and run this and minimize it, and as it pops up, you see we have our computer name, mine's home PC, username home PC, and then I'm using the username internet, Microsoft Windows 8.1 Pro, 1.727893 blah 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 gigabytes of RAM, an AMD C60 APU, graphics card mixture, it's running at gigahertz, and then my working area with the width of 113, so on, Acer, and then the model number. So that was a lot of code to go over in a very little time, but it's a very little cool program, and it gives you a more accurate reading than what the Windows version does. So just thought I'd share that with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up, comment, rate, subscribe. If you're having any questions or errors or problems, just leave me a comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys later, and have a nice day.